C3 speech is to get to the point, which means that you have to find a purpose of your speech, whether it is informative, persuasive, or entertaining, or just to inspire, which is what Julian chose to deliver an inspiring speech. And what Julian did very well is that he focused very well on his center of the speech, which is to focus on the dilemmas or the situations that we may face while we are making different choices. And I agree that we may confront different kinds of choices when we are in our lifetime. We may confront, big choices such as turning points for us to begin our next step or next stage of our life, or just small choices, like small decisions, such as what Julian decided to deliver his C3 speech, because he's quite nervous before he stand up on the stage. But I'd like to say some good points about his speech. His speech has very beautiful connotations, which means that he tried to convince the listeners to actually listen to your inner voices, rather than being drowned by the opinions of other people. And I like to quote some of the lines that he wrote, and I think it is very well. He said that there are good parts and bad parts in every situation, on every decision that we make, but avoiding all the bad parts is impossible. That is really true. And I like the way that he describes this kind of things that happen. And he also said there is never the best choice or the best way, because there are pros and cons on whether we decide or each decision that we make. He said only yourself can decide what you should go, because you evaluate your next step and then you make your own decision. And it is quite touching because Julian finished mostly his speech by himself, though there are some defects like grammar problems, but it is okay, because this kind of speech is best presented from your own standing point, so that we can know more about you. And that is the thing that makes this kind of inspiring speeches so precious. And next is, Julian used a very slow and articulate way to convey his speech, his points, because speaking in a slow pace doesn't mean that you didn't memorize it very well, or you're not very familiar enough on your speech, but it means that speaking slow to make the audience to catch up with you. That is really important, especially when you're delivering an inspiring speech like this. And being articulate is also important, which means that to speak clearly. But most of the time, Julian used a very articulate way to deliver his speech. Though we can hear some voice shivering or some signs like when he forgot his next thing to say, but it is okay, because being slow and articulate is very important. And above all, I like to motivate him more, because he needs to try even harder. Give me one more minute. This is very important, Julian. I'd like him to control more on his nervousness, because who says that we can't bring a script while delivering a speech? Obama does that, doesn't he? But his speech is still very inspiring. So don't feel too compressed or too down, because overall it is nice, because your article is nice. But next time you can do more rehearsals on this kind of part. So this is my overall evaluation for Julian. Thank you, Christy.